Hola, yo soy Kelly Brotherton, la directora de Escuela Willow Lake. Hello, I'm Kelly Brotherton. I'm the principal at Willow Lake Elementary School. Willow Lake is an elementary school in an urban district in Washington Township, which is located on the north side of Indianapolis, Indiana. We have just under 700 students, and we serve a very diverse population here, racially, ethnically, and socioeconomically. The purpose of the Dual Language Immersion program is to develop proficiency in both English and Spanish through a rigorous academic program that promotes bilingualism, biliteracy, and multiculturalism. Biliteracy is taught through transdisciplinary units with the opportunity to transfer knowledge, vocabulary, and key concepts from one language to another in what we call the bridge.
Our program here at Willow Lake is what we call a two-way dual language immersion program. And that indicates that students in the classroom come from backgrounds where students speak English only at home or families speak English only at home, and other students come from either Spanish speaking or bilingual homes. And so that is what it means by being a two-way dual language immersion, because those students are in the same classroom, about half and half. And the benefits of that is that they are able to be models of the language for each other, because the goal of the program is that students would become fully bilingual and biliterate in both English and Spanish, and that would be by at least 4th or 5th grade and then beyond.
Mi nombre es Maribel Mendoza y mis hijos vienen aquí a la escuela Willow Lake. Son parte del programa Dual Language, en donde aprenden inglés y español. Como familia hispana estamos orgullosos de poder que nuestros hijos aprendan inglés y español en la escuela y no pierdan sus raíces. Una de mis hijas fue capaz de poder participar en una actividad donde ella leyó en español y se sintió muy orgullosa de ella misma, y nosotros como sus padres también, porque pudo ser capaz de leer en un evento donde había muchos niños latinos que no fueron capaces de participar por esta misma razón de no hablar el español.
Here at Willow Lake, we have the 80-20 dual language model, and that indicates that in kindergarten, students spend 80% of their day in Spanish, so 80% of the instruction is in Spanish and 20% in English. Then in 1st grade, same thing, 80% in Spanish, 20% in English. And then once they get to 2nd grade, it increases the amount of English time. So then that would be 30% in English, 70% in Spanish. And then in 3rd grade, it'd be 60% in Spanish, 40% in English. And then by 4th and 5th grade, students would be receiving instruction 50% of the time in both languages. So 50 in English and 50 in Spanish.
In a regular day in the DLI program, students will be exposed to visuals, movements, vocabulary, different activities, concrete activities, so that they can approach the learning through an experiential activity. Also, the students will have the opportunity to learn vocabulary and to place that vocabulary into context so that they can have meaningful interactions to develop the linguistic tools.
I like the DLI program because you get to meet a lot of new people that come from different places. Like, there are kids in my class that come from, there's a kid in my class from Honduras. A lot of kids are from Mexico, so I get to learn about their different cultures.
A mí me gusta el programa de DLI porque puedo aprender español y inglés con mis amigos y puedo ser bilingüe.
So some families may be a little nervous to put their child in a dual language program, seeing as 80% of their day is in Spanish, and the thought of, will this impede their English skills or their development of English? And truly that is not the case, because the immersion experience actually enhances English language development since the cognitive processes that come from the ability to read, such as understanding the relationship between the spoken language and the written word, transfer from one language to the other. So truly it enhances their English skills being in a dual language program. And this is the case for any student coming from an English speaking home or a Spanish speaking home.
There are a couple of things that we've seen with Emma, our daughter, who's in the program. One thing that I've been super impressed with is just how quickly she's picked up the language without losing any English language. So she is adopted, and so she didn't start speaking English until she was 2 or 3, and then she started DLI when she was 5. So that's a quick turnaround. And her ability to acquire English language, I think, has sped up. So she started doing DLI as well, and you know, her accent and all of that is really impressive for a child her age to be able to do all of that. I've been pleasantly surprised at how much Spanish she knows.
I would encourage any family considering our DLI program to come visit the school and see for yourself what an incredible program this is for all students.